and welcome to Teach, Read, Play. My name is Melissa, I'm a primary school teacher, and in this video I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what a growth mindset is and a fixed mindset. I hope you enjoy the video. Remember to comment, like and subscribe and turn notifications on to see more content. Let's get into it. What is a growth mindset and a fixed mindset? Now, these two pieces of terminology and vocabulary have been battered around for quite a while now. But what does it actually mean? So let's start thinking about what a fixed mindset means in the first instance. A fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is the belief that things are the way that they are. That things won't potentially grow, and that things are potentially great or perfect. Now, a fixed mindset can often be created if a child has been told that they are doing things always really well, or things are perfect, or that they're so incredibly clever. For a child, this enables them to believe that there is no further development for them, that they are quite perfect. Now, we know that this idea of perfection isn't right, and I spoke about this in my last video about not using the word perfect. A child who has a fixed mindset is often lacking in motivation and aspiration. They seem to believe that what they do is always right, and that there isn't a need for growth. They might also have to be told many times that what they're doing is right. They might also believe that every time that they produce something that's really good, that they should be getting fantastic feedback, stickers, prizes, and motivational things that are given to children. When a child demonstrates this fixed mindset, it means that they are almost fixated around motivational praise. This takes away the intrinsic motivation of a child. Now, intrinsic motivation is what a child believes and is motivated by. So it's within them. Instead of actually wanting to do things for rewards or prizes, they're actually just wanting to do something for themselves, wanting to grow as a person, wanting to become better. Now, as soon as we start offering children prizes and stickers and rewards for things that they do, some children are at risk of developing a fixed mindset. They might start to believe that their work is perfect because they haven't been given an area to grow in. Or when they're told that there's something that they could do better, they might become quite resistant of this. So sometimes if you ask a child to do something better, you might get a response that, I've already done it, or there's nothing else that I can do, but isn't this my best work? Now, these are early signs that your child is creating a fixed mindset. Now, actually, sadly, some of the things that what we've done with our children, and teachers in school included, create a fixed mindset. So what things can we do to enable our children to become more aspirational and motivated for themselves? So some of the things that we can do is not use the word perfection. Now, when we move away from this word perfection and we start using the word progression or progress, it helps a child to identify that they're moving in the right direction. And that the right direction is forward, and not necessarily forward towards a brick wall called perfection, but forward towards growth. So let's start using vocabulary like, wow, you're making a great job at progressing. You are becoming a brilliant writer. Wow, your artwork is really improving, and I can see that if you keep on moving forward like this, then you've got a great future ahead of you. These are great ways to get a child to be motivated and inspired to work harder or improve their skills, not only for themselves, but for you as well. Now, to move away from a fixed mindset, we want children to want to achieve things for themselves. not for their teacher, not for their parents. This is something that we want the child to develop on their own. Now, once a child starts to develop this skill and starts to realise that they are able to grow as an individual, we start moving on to what we call a growth mindset. Let's talk about growth mindset here. So, what is a growth mindset? It's sort of in the name, actually. It's thinking about growing as a person. Now, with children, they can sometimes get fixated in things being perfect or things being complete. Now, I often like to say to the children that I work with, just thinking of really minute details, things like writing. Now, I always say to my children at school that writing is never complete. Often when I've said this, I've had children look at me puzzled. Now, the reason why I say that writing is not complete is because we can always go back and make corrections. We can always go back and make things better. And as time moves on and we develop as people, we go back and we look at things with fresh eyes and we start to develop a growth mindset and we start to think about the different ways that things can improve. A child who demonstrates a growth mindset is a child who is able to look at their work and critique it themselves and think about the ways that they want to progress. Now, another way to create a growth mindset is by using vocabulary with your child, talking about the way that they are continuing to grow and flourish. Now, we all want our children to grow into independent, happy individuals. Now, one way to do this is by developing an intrinsic motivation, something that motivates your child to want to do better for themselves. Installing inspiration and aspiration that they can be the best that they can be if they continue to grow in all different areas of life. A child who has a fixed mindset might believe that they're not very good at swimming. And because they're not very good at swimming, they might believe that they can never develop this skill. However, a child who has a growth mindset should be able to acknowledge that swimming may be their weakest sport. However, there is a way for them to develop. And actually, because it's the weakest sport that they have, it actually enables them to have a bigger growth and a bigger progression in that skill. So when talking to your child, you can talk to them about things that they're not as confident with or things that they might like to improve on. When talking about things that they might like to improve on, really moving away from things like rewards. So asking your child, why do you think that swimming isn't your strongest sport? What could you do? How would you like to be as a swimmer? What would that give you? Now, your child might acknowledge that being a better swimmer would give them confidence. This is a great sign that your child is going to grow and flourish. Now, this child might want to do that for themselves, and it's a great way to tell your child that you're not doing this for me. Choose something that you want to grow in and continue to progress in it for yourself. Installing in a child that when you make progress for yourself, it's so much more rewarding than any other rewards that are out there. Let's continue to make progress for our children as individuals and not progress for others. Let's try to install a growth mindset in all children, the belief that they are able to grow and able to succeed, and that truly hard work does pay off, but perfection will never quite be there. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.